Maya shoved the photo back into the wallet, but her hands were shaking too much. Her breath came in short, panicked gasps. Why would Charles have Liam's photo? Was it a coincidence? A cruel trick of fate? Or something far more dangerous? On her wedding night to a wealthy old stranger, a young bride finds a photo of her long-lost childhood love in his wallet, shattering everything she thought she knew. But before we start the video, let us know where you're watching this video. And if you like this story, don't forget to subscribe, Story Store, and please share your thoughts about this story in comment section. The thunder cracked as if the sky itself was objecting. Maya's trembling hands clutched the photograph, her manicured fingers slipping over the smooth gloss as her heart pounded against her ribcage. The grand chandelier above the hotel suite flickered once, as if uncertain whether to stay lit. Below it, Maya stood frozen in her pristine wedding gown, staring at the old, worn photo she had just pulled from her new husband's wallet. A photo of her first love. Liam, her childhood best friend. The boy who once promised her the stars when they were only 10. The same boy who had vanished without a trace 15 years ago after the fire at her foster home. She had cried for weeks, then months, convinced he had either died or abandoned her. Now, his face stared back at her, smiling, younger, familiar, taped inside the wallet of her 70-year-old husband, Charles Whitmore, the billionaire tech mogul known for his eccentric habits and scandalous past. She heard the sound of footsteps outside the bathroom. Charles was coming out of the shower. She had only seconds. Maya shoved the photo back into the wallet, but her hands were shaking too much. Her breath came in short, panicked gasps. Why would Charles have Liam's photo? Was it a coincidence, a cruel trick of fate, or something far more dangerous? The bathroom door creaked open. "Maya?" Charles's deep voice echoed, calm, curious. "You all right, sweetheart?" She quickly wiped her tears, plastered a smile on her face, and turned around. "Yes, just overwhelmed. It's been a big day." Charles's eyes softened as he walked toward her in his navy robe, holding a glass of champagne. "You're not having second thoughts, are you?" She forced a laugh. Of course not. But she was. Not about the marriage. She had made her choice, coldly, clearly. She'd grown up in debt, scraping for pennies, watching her mother die in a charity hospital. This marriage was her ticket to freedom, security, power. No, her second thoughts were about something far more terrifying. Why did this man, this stranger she'd just married for his fortune, have the only photo she had left of her childhood love? And why was it folded so carefully, as if it meant the world to him? The morning after the wedding, sunlight streamed through the silk curtains of the penthouse suite, painting golden patterns across the marble floor. Maya lay still in bed, her eyes wide open, replaying last night in her head. Her fingers itched to check the wallet again, but Charles had placed it in the safe before bed. "Breakfast?" he asked, buttoning his crisp white shirt with slow, precise movements. For 70, Charles moved like a man much younger, graceful, sharp, almost rehearsed. Maya nodded, pretending calm, though her mind was storming. At the breakfast table, she attempted small talk, but her heart wasn't in it. Finally, unable to contain herself, she asked lightly, "Have you ever been to North Haven?" Charles paused mid-sip of his tea. "North Haven?" His brow furrowed. "It's a small coastal town, isn't it?" "Yes," she said too quickly. "I grew up there for a while." He nodded slowly but said nothing more. Suspicion prickled her spine. Was he lying? Later that afternoon, as a servant was helping pack for their honeymoon in France, Maya noticed a small tag on one of Charles's old briefcases. Scribbled faintly, in smudged ink, was a name that nearly made her legs buckle. L. Carter, Liam's last name. Her blood ran cold. Charles's real name wasn't Charles Whitmore. Or was Liam somehow alive, living under a new identity? The room began to spin. Because if Charles was hiding his name, what else was he hiding? Maya waited until Charles dozed off during his afternoon nap. He'd taken a sedative before lying down. His body relaxed, but his briefcase clutched close like a soldier guarding secrets. She moved silently. The moment his breathing deepened, she crept across the suite and slid the briefcase out from under his arm. Her heart pounded like a drum. Hands trembling, she entered the password she'd seen him use for the safe. 0711, his supposed birthday. Click. It opened. Inside, nestled among papers, stocks, and property documents, was a smaller velvet-covered journal. The initials LC were embossed on the cover. She opened it and gasped. It wasn't a business journal. It was a collection of sketches, pages filled with drawings of a girl, her face as a child, her braid, her chipped front tooth, even the small mole near her left eye. The last sketch was dated 2009, the same year Liam had disappeared in the fire. Why would Charles or Liam be drawing her? Why had he kept this? A sudden knock on the suite door made her jump. She shoved everything back, locked the case, and answered the door. A hotel staff member stood with a package. "Delivery for Mr. Carter," he said. Maya froze. "Mr. Carter?" she repeated. "Yes, ma'am, that's what it says here, room 2100. Mr. Liam Carter." The door shut slowly in her hand. Her new husband wasn't just hiding a name, he was hiding an identity. And somehow, impossibly, he was connected to Liam. Maya's pulse hadn't slowed since the package arrived. Mr. Liam Carter. Her hands were clammy as she paced the suite, her mind racing. Could Charles and Liam be the same person? It sounded impossible. Liam would have been 25 now, not 70. But then, what if Charles wasn't really 70? Could he be pretending? She needed proof. That night, as Charles showered, she slipped into his private study, a room he kept locked. She'd stolen the spare key days before the wedding, just in case. The room was dim, lined with books and antique clocks. She rummaged through drawers, careful not to leave a trace. Then she found it. A hidden compartment behind a bookshelf. Inside, among foreign currency and old letters, was a passport. She opened it. Name: Liam Carter. Date of birth: August 11th, 1998. Photo: him, aged but unmistakably Liam. Maya's knees gave way. It was him, but how? Why did he look 70? The sound of the shower stopped. Panic surged. She shoved everything back, locked the room, and rushed out just in time to slip into bed. Charles walked in moments later, smiling warmly. "Tired, sweetheart?" She forced a nod. Her mind, however, was screaming one truth. She hadn't just married a stranger. She had married Liam, or someone who was once him, and tomorrow she would confront him. Maya barely slept. When morning came, she watched Charles, Liam, sip his coffee, and read the newspaper as if everything were normal. But it wasn't. Not after she'd seen that passport. Not after realizing the man across from her had Liam's face and a birth date that made no sense. She had to ask. "Can I ask you something personal?" she said, forcing a casual tone. Charles looked up, intrigued. "Of course. Have you ever been in an accident, something that changed you?" He blinked, then smiled slowly. "Many things change a man, Maya: age, loss, choices." That wasn't a no. "Why did you change your name?" she asked directly. Charles's smile didn't falter, but his eyes narrowed slightly. "You've been exploring." Silence. Maya's breath caught. "Who are you?" He stood up, walked to the window, and spoke without turning around. "I loved a girl once. She disappeared after a fire. Everyone thought she died. I thought she died." Maya's heart thudded. "I waited years," he continued. "Then I found her, all grown up, struggling, beautiful." Now he turned. "And I knew I'd do anything to have her back, even if I had to become someone else." Maya stepped back, cold, crawling up her spine. "What happened to you, Liam?" she whispered. He looked at her, eyes full of secrets. "You wouldn't believe me, even if I told you." Maya waited until they arrived in France for their honeymoon before bringing it up again. They were alone in a centuries-old chateau he'd rented out entirely. No staff, no noise, just the sound of rain against stained glass. The perfect time for truth. "I need to know," she said quietly, watching him pour wine. "How did you go from 25 to 70? Charles, Liam, set the bottle down. His hands were steady, but something flickered in his eyes. "I was part of a trial," he said finally. "A medical experiment. After the fire, I was taken in by a scientist who'd seen what happened. I had no one, nowhere to go." "What kind of experiment?" she asked. He looked at her. "Cellular acceleration, rapid aging. The goal was to control time biologically, to age and reverse at will." Maya stared at him, speechless. "It worked," he said. "Too well. Within 6 months, I looked like I do now." "Why didn't you stop it?" "I couldn't. The formula was unstable. By the time they realized the side effects, it was too late. I aged 50 years in half a year. And then they vanished, took their research, disappeared." Maya's stomach churned. "So this isn't permanent?" she asked. "I don't know," he said softly, "but I married you now because I'm running out of time." He took her hand gently. "And I didn't want to die, without telling you who I really was." Maya sat alone on the chateau balcony that night, the cold wind biting through her silk robe, but her thoughts were louder than the storm. She had married him for money. There was no denying it. A desperate girl's deal with fate. But Liam, he was real. He had been hers once. Now, a man with a broken clock inside him. She didn't know whether to feel betrayed, heartbroken, or haunted by fate's strange design. But one thing she did know. She wasn't ready to lose him. Not again. The next morning, as Liam slept late from fatigue, Maya slipped into his study, searching every drawer, every folder. She wasn't after money. She wanted the experiment files. If someone aged him, someone could reverse it. At the bottom of an old leather case, she found it. A card with the faded logo of EOS Biolabs and a scribbled note. Dr. R. Halden. Geneva. Maya's hands shook. She wasn't a scientist. She didn't understand formulas. But she understood love. And now she had a plan. She wouldn't tell Liam yet, because first she was going to find the doctor who broke time and make him fix it. 3 days later, Maya arrived in Geneva under the guise of a shopping trip. Liam believed she was out for couture and chocolates. In truth, she was chasing a ghost from the past. The address on the card led her to a crumbling building hidden behind glassy towers. EOS Biolabs was long gone, but the doorman of the adjacent building remembered a man named Dr. Halden. He left years ago. Rumor says he changed identities. "Off-grid, paranoid," he murmured. Maya pressed. "Did he leave anything behind? A note, a file, a contact?" The man hesitated, then nodded. "A woman came by once, tall, red hair. She said she was his daughter. Left this." He handed Maya a sealed envelope. Her fingers tingled as she opened it. Inside, a photo of Dr. Halden with Liam, young Liam. Beside it, coordinates and one chilling line. Time was never the problem. Guilt is. Her heart pounded. Was Liam a victim or a willing participant? Suddenly, the mission wasn't just about saving him. It was about uncovering what he never told her. She looked up at the gray sky. Whatever the truth was, she was ready to face it, even if it shattered everything. The coordinates led Maya to a remote island off the coast of Italy, lush, silent, and far removed from maps. Locals called it Isola Nera, the Black Island. She chartered a boat and stepped onto the shore alone, heart racing with fear and determination. Hidden among the overgrown trees was a bunker-like structure. A rusted door creaked open under her push. Inside, the walls were lined with dusty equipment and shattered vials. Time had swallowed this place whole. But in the center of the lab, she found a still working terminal. She powered it on. A file flickered to life. Project EOS, Test Subject 01, Liam Carter. Her breath caught. She scrolled further. The data was shocking. Liam had volunteered. Not after the fire, but before it. He wasn't a victim. He had chosen the experiment to escape a life he thought was leading nowhere. Then she saw it. A video. She hit play. Liam, young, desperate, looked into the camera. If this works, I'll come back for her. Maya deserves someone who can give her everything, even time. Tears welled in Maya's eyes. He hadn't just loved her. He'd risked everything for a future with her. But why hadn't he told her? And why did he wait until now? Maya returned from the island a different woman, eyes sharper, heart heavier. She found Liam sitting alone in the chateau garden, staring at the fountain as if time were slipping through his fingers. She walked up silently and placed the photo and the printed files on the table beside him. "I know everything," she whispered. Liam didn't flinch. Slowly, he picked up the photo, the one of him and Dr. Halden. His face aged, but his eyes, they held that same storm of guilt. "You volunteered," she said. "You chose this." He finally looked at her, voice hoarse. "I wanted to be someone worthy of you. I was poor, hopeless. You were slipping away. When the trial came, I thought, if I had more time, more money, maybe you'd wait." Her voice cracked. "I didn't need time or money. I needed you." A silence stretched between them, heavy, raw, aching. "I thought I'd come back to you young, powerful," he said. "But the formula trapped me, in time I didn't own." Maya's eyes welled. "And still, I married you, knowing none of this. Doesn't that mean something?" Liam reached for her hand, trembling. "It means everything." But the question still lingered. Could he ever be Liam again? Back at the chateau, Maya laid the final vial on the table. It had been hidden in a cryo-safe beneath the island lab, a backup formula labeled EOSR, time reversal, unstable. Use only if subject declines beyond control. She stared at it. It shimmered gold, thick and alive, like it pulsed with time itself. Liam read the label, lips pressed into a line. "That serum could kill me. Or save you," Maya whispered. He smiled softly. "You still believe in me?" She cupped his face. "I believe in us." The moment felt final, beautiful, terrifying. He lifted the vial, uncorked it, and without another word, drank. The effect was immediate. His body convulsed. Maya screamed and held him as he collapsed, heat radiating from his skin. Wrinkles smoothed. His silver hair dulled to ash brown. His chest heaved like it was rebooting. Minutes passed, then silence. Maya touched his face, smooth, warm, younger. His eyes fluttered open. They were 25 again. He blinked up at her. "Is it over?" She laughed through tears. "It's just beginning." But outside, a dark car rolled up to the chateau gates. A man stepped out, and he wasn't here to celebrate. He was here for the serum. The door to the chateau slammed open, and a tall man stepped inside, his dark suit stark against the light. Maya froze, recognizing him instantly. Dr. Halden. "Where is it?" His voice was cold, calculating. "The serum, I know you used it." Liam stood, his newly youthful face radiating strength. "You didn't think you could hide forever, did you?" Halden's eyes narrowed. "It's mine, you fool. You've broken the rules. You think I didn't see you?" "You sold us a lie," Maya snapped. "This was never about saving people. It was about controlling them." Halden stepped forward, but Liam held up a hand. "Not this time. You've had your play. Now you'll answer for what you did." Before Halden could speak again, Maya moved swiftly, picking up the serum vial they hadn't used. She broke it in her hands, releasing a burst of shimmering liquid into the air. Halden gasped. "No!" In an instant, his age caught up to him. His body crumpled, and he collapsed into the chair, gasping for breath as he rapidly aged. Maya watched him in silence. With Halden gone, Maya turned to Liam. "We're free now," she whispered. Liam smiled. Together. The future was uncertain, but for the first time in years it was theirs.